everyone. So today we're gonna have a special guest because he's my classmate in MBA 1 and MBA 2. We work together in school as a group, and then it's a funny thing, like I'm in my MBA 2 that I was working part-time, and I really needed to earn more, so I had to skip some classes. And then Tanzeer was so sweet. He made sure that I'm his group mate, and there was this other girl that didn't have any group mate, and the teacher was insisting that Tanzeer be group mates with her, but Tanzeer insisted that he already has a group mate, and then the teacher said, which one? And he said, it's Maris, and but she's not here. And he said, yeah, but we're group mates. And then the teacher said, how could it be like someone who's not here has a group, and then the other one doesn't have a group? I just thought it's so funny. Sorry for that girl, but eventually she found her group. So anyway, that's the kind of guy Tanzeer is. He's very loyal, and he's such a good friend. So I'm sure you can't wait to see his interview also. So let's get right to it. Tanzeer Khan is a native of India. He first took engineering, mechanical engineering, before he realized he wanted to do some fashion design, and he studied in mod art for his bachelor's degree, after which he followed this with an MBA in fashion industries and luxury goods in Paris, France for 2 years. Now he's back in Mumbai working on his family business of embroidery. This has been the business that has been started by his dad, and they have a lot of clients, including Versace, Balmain, to name a few. They have worked for different companies, and he has granted us some time to share his knowledge with us. Further ado, we have Tanzeer Khan. Hello, Tanzeer. How are you?
Hi, Maris.
Yes,
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for giving us some of your time for today. Yes. Okay. So we'll get right to the interview. So first, when you make a collection or you design something for, let's say, a client, how do you start the design process?
Okay, so when I start something new, like maybe a project or collection, the first thing I always look for the idea or maybe the occasion, why I need to do this, why I have to do this collection. So I'll
Okay.
start with writing my stuff, what are the color combination I'm gonna start, the elements, the embroidery, the sourcing of fabric. And after that, I'll move to the first step of rough sketches. Then I'll
Okay.
make like different swatches of embroideries.
Okay.
So TC, how it's gonna look. That's how I just start. Not with I don't start directly with the sketches. I'll start with writing my
Okay. So you're the type of person who writes things down. So you get inspired by keywords. Is that it?
not exactly. I always look for the inspiration from the real things, like the what people are doing next to me, like the
Okay.
real architecture, places, that kind of stuff I always look for.
Okay. And is there any work or design or creation that you did recently or in the past that you are most proud of, and why?
For me, the most proudest work I ever did is, you remember when I was in Paris? I did a
Yes.
work for Beyonce dress.
Yes. Yeah, you
Yeah,
mentioned
that was
about
the
this.
proudest moment for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
of course, it's Beyonce. Who else? We're gonna show a bit of this picture in the video,
Yeah, you
right,
can say
Tanzir?
it's always here.
Yes. Okay. Send us this picture. We can't wait to see. And
I'll send it. I'll send it.
it must be a thrill to know that Beyonce did your work, right?
It's huge. Like we spend almost like 13 days working 15 hours a day with 7 craftsmen working non-stop, and
Okay.
it's too colorful. It's for the African theme, and it's a lot of work. And the outcome
Wow.
was like so beautiful.
I know when you showed me the picture, I was so amazed. So we will share it with our audience. And then,
Thank you.
based on your experience in the industry, which part for you is like the most difficult part of being a fashion designer?
For me, the most complex situation is if I'm working on something which clients require and I don't like the idea, it's
Mm-hmm.
very difficult for me to work on this, because if I'm not liking something, I can't give my 100% to finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
And simultaneously, if the client doesn't understand my idea, what I'm trying to sell them, it doesn't work out good for both of us. So it's always like talk, and try to explain them what kind of work we are doing and what are the outcome we have to like predict before doing some actual work. So
Yes.
let's say trying to convince your idea is the most difficult part sometimes.
Yes.
So you should use the visuals.
This is very important because I think like young designers, they come up with an idea of their own, and they don't realize actually a lot of the clients, they have their own idea as well. So
Yeah.
it's quite tough, I imagine, to discuss this with them, right? And based on your experience, is there something you know now that you wish you knew before, like in the fashion industry or in your
Uh,
line of work?
for the time being, if I knew earlier what course I need to choose for me, that would be really great for me at that time, because I started my career with studying mechanical engineer, then I moved to fashion design. Design is
Okay.
something which I like from my childhood, but I was not brave enough to see what I'm gonna do. So I just chose what everyone's choosing. But later on, I finally found the course which I need to do, and I missed some opportunities by not working temporary courses with the designers, or like short-term internship that I missed at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I regret that part of my life. But
Ah,
at that time, we can learn a lot by
yes.
short courses or like the internships. But I have
Just to
that's the
follow up
reason.
on this,
Yeah.
would you say that people who want to go into fashion design, they should go to study fashion design, or what?
I would say they should start study the craftsmanship of any work. It can be a
Okay.
design, the
Yes.
stitching part, the embroidery part. Just try to do it by yourself. It's not. It doesn't matter. You can be a master in it, but at least you should know the basics.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, we're on this. What is your advice for those who would like to go into the fashion industry, fashion business, or become a fashion designer? Like, you know, for the young people, even though we're
Uh,
both still young.
I'm I'm not that big enough to give advice, but from my experience, I can say only one thing. It's better to look for the real thing later rather than just doing your stuff online, like looking for fashion show or checking the social media what others are wearing. Just try to explore,
Uh-huh.
travel, do your research work by that kind of thing, not just checking what other people are doing. And first, believe your idea what you like.
Yes. Okay, that's good. And
Yeah,
also, if I remember correctly, uh, your business now is a family business, right? Like
yeah.
you had it from your dad, right? Is there any advice that he gave you while you were starting also, because he has been doing this business, most of more than you did. So can you share it with us?
Yeah, like my father started just as a basic craftsman for embroideries, but
Okay.
he just told me one thing: if you do something, just try to learn whatever you can learn. You don't need to be like do everything by yourself, but you should know this thing gonna be look like this. You have to like try to explain your idea, what you want,
Mm-hmm.
and what people are asking for. You should understand. This kind of
Okay.
advice he gave me a lot. Like do it yourself rather than just asking for help from other people. At least try yourself before you take help from anyone else.
So it means you can do an embroidery design by yourself, like like some basics.
Yeah,
Ah, okay. I didn't
yeah.
know
I always
that.
start like small swatches if you want. Even though I was working on something today.
Yeah,
See,
okay. Wow, okay. So
so
you did it
for
yourself,
this,
or
like,
you know how to do this kind of stuff?
yeah, I did.
Ah,
No, this one is I did it, and
wow.
like this, I start by writing and making small notes and rough design.
Ah,
Then I'll move to
okay.
the actual design.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So interesting. I hope you show us some clips of your work, right? Even though it's some of it might be secret,
yeah.
right? Because it's so
You
interesting
know,
to
I
see
can
the
reveal the
actual
brands
one.
where I'm working.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. If you can share.
yeah. I'll send you some pictures.
Okay, send us some pictures and maybe some clips. That would be interesting. Um, okay, thank you for this. And then last but not the least is there anything from your
Okay.
culture that you would like to share about, like a trivia about India, or that you find inspiring, or maybe not a lot of people know about India?
Yeah, like everyone knows that India is a land of color, and we have like lots of diversity in different craftsmanship. Like
Yes.
people here do all kind of craft. At least they start like a hobby, but later on they move to how do you say, like their daily working is depend on that kind of hobby.
Ah,
So the
okay.
craftsmanship of my country is the most proudest thing for me.
Yes. How to say? Yeah. Yeah. Especially like a lot of the embroideries. Is it quite prevalent in a certain city, or which area would it be like for India, like
Like
Indian embroidery?
no, that all the states have their own specialty in different kind of embroideries, but
Okay.
the metro cities are the place where maximum designers are working with different kind of peoples, like people coming to metro cities to get more work.
Yes.
So that's the whole
Okay.
idea about getting your work.
Ah, I see. Okay. And then to wrap it up, would you like to invite the everyone like to your social media or to any future projects that you have in the future?
Yeah, I'm working on something big, so I still have some time to put on my social media. So if you can follow my page on Insta, you can have a look.
Yes, okay. We will have all the links on the description and also on the screen. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Tanzir, for this. My God, I know you're so
Thank you,
busy.
Maurice.
Yes, and hope to talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.